All right, Anthony Dallmann-Jones here, your professor in the differentiated instruction for alternative learning at Marian University DIAL program, soe.marianuniversity.edu, into commercial. I'm going to have several mini lectures here on intelligence, this chapter 7, as we go on to other chapters, because it's just that important. So they'll be small, they'll be brief, they'll be under 5 minutes. I think YouTube limits me to that. First of all, I want to talk about beliefs. That word is so big in this chapter. If you would have mentioned beliefs back when I was in grad school having anything to do with intelligence, you probably wouldn't have gotten in the department, because at that time everything was behaviorist, and the rule was if you can't see it, if you can't measure it, it doesn't exist as far as we're concerned in education. We're almost back to that point now about measurable things. So beliefs was, the idea of beliefs was very virgin territory. And a man by the name of Milton Rokeach, R-O-K-E-A-C-H, came into my life. I had been doing volunteer work at Ypsilanti State Mental Hospital as an undergraduate, working for some units of credit and helping out just in the day room and various wards at the mental hospital. Ypsilanti had 4,000 patients, a waiting list of 2,000. I wasn't on that list, but some days I wondered if I shouldn't be. Just socializing. And a man came in one day in our Sunday meeting. We had always have an expert lecture. We'd go up on Friday nights, all day Saturday, Sunday mornings at noon. We would have an expert lecture. Milton Rokeach was a professor at Ann Arbor, University of Michigan, University of Michigan, came in and was writing a book at that time on values. And didn't say much about that, but did talk about what's reality, stuff like that. We were kind of blown away by it. Years later, after I've graduated, taught school, and then I'm in graduate school, at Florida State, we have a senior seminar called a command performance, meaning you better go. Your professors are going to be there taking attendance. And it was, the guest lecturer was Milton Rokeach. And he was talking about values. It was groundbreaking stuff. Values, beliefs, and attitudes. And he drew like a big bullseye. And in the middle, well, I'll say the outer ring was attitudes. You know, you have attitudes on things. I like ice cream. I like pizza. I don't like people who scrape their fork on their teeth. People who call me at 5 o'clock, try to sell me something on telephone, upsets me. Those are your attitudes. And beneath that, the second ring was called beliefs. And beliefs are a lot more solid and have a deeper structure, root system than attitudes, meaning they're harder to change. And at the core were values. Values are very difficult to change. Like if you believe that something about honesty, that means you have a value. You hold honesty in a very high, as a very high valence, meaning charge to it, about honesty, integrity. And so therefore from that will come your belief about honesty. We should all be, often beliefs start with, have the word should or something like that. We should all be honest. People should be honest. You shouldn't lie on your internal revenue forms and so forth. And then from there come attitudes, meaning that if you watch a show and somebody's cheating, inside you go, oh man, you know, and you have kind of an emotional reaction to that. That's your attitude. So attitudes are kind of emotional, beliefs are kind of intellectual, and values are like in every fiber of your being. Very difficult to change. So this chapter on beliefs is monumental in its impact in terms of the shift that's going on in education today. It's huge that we have moved from behaviorism, where it's about rules and regulations and doing good and getting rewarded and being punished or not getting your reward if you don't do well, into this world of beliefs and attitudes and values. It's virgin territory, pioneer territory, and a lot of people in schools are very confused. A lot of schools are still in the old way. behaviorism, not realizing it went out in 1970, and that now we're looking at the world of a different world of beliefs, attitudes, and values. So again, look over that chapter, chapter 7, and think about beliefs again and what yours are, how powerful they are, how much you're influenced by your beliefs, and think about what it takes for someone to change your beliefs, and then ask yourself, if your students believe they're stupid, which means they have a value on being smart, how do you change that belief? It's a question for today.